Greetings and welcome to episode 235 of the Project Gemini update. Today is March 4th, 2025. This is going to be one of those quick videos again, but also important, and ones that you are always looking forward to, I think, because it's very important stuff regarding the vinyl release. So without any further ado, let's get on to the news at hand. I received the stuff that I was waiting for. Two of the things. Number one is the insert, the poster insert that's going with the record. Now, this is 11 by 11. Now, let me explain to you why I did this time. The last couple of times I've done posters or, bigger pieces, and now that I'm getting these done really well, like this is really fantastic glossy paper that they're using for this. It turned out really excellent. Thank you again to my friend Ken, better known as the Voice of Reason, for doing the artwork for me on this. I really do appreciate it. I've had bigger pieces that I put in before, and a lot of the times I've gotten messages from some of the supporters saying that they love them so much that they've framed them and put them up on their walls and stuff, which is, a fantastic honor, in my opinion, to have something from your record posted on somebody's wall in their house. So the last couple of ones that I did, because they use better paper I had to fold them to put them in, obviously, and it sometimes leaves these awful creases in there I don't like, and I feel bad for the people who want to maybe frame some of these things. So I decided it's time to try this route, where at first I was going to do a 12 by 12, but then sometimes when you make it 12 by 12 the same size as the album jacket, it doesn't fit. It's like such a tight squeeze, it doesn't fit in there properly, and it gets all crinkled up. So I decided to go just 1 inch smaller on each side again to make this 11 by 11, so it should slide in perfectly. And if you do have the urge to, put it in a frame or something, you have the option now to do so without getting it all, bent up and squashed up and stuff like that. So it turned out really excellent. I'm very happy with it. And so now that's going to be put into the records jackets that I have now, waiting for me to finish signing. The other thing that I was waiting for, of course, was the download card. Very simple. I put it like this. It's Project Gemini with the logo and with the Canadian maple leaf in the middle there. On the other side, of course, will be the download code for the songs, and those are all done, obviously. So the only thing now that's left to do is just finish signing the record jackets. Put all 100 of these into the jacket sleeves along with the download card, and send it back to Train Records. They put the record in, and then they shrink wrap it, send it back to me, and then I put the hype stickers on them, and out the door they go to you. So, to make a long story short, the pieces that I've been waiting for to complete my end of the things is here. So again, the insert is done, and that goes into every record. All 100 of them get that. Before I used to do like only the first 50 and so on. And then of course the download card, which goes into every album as well, which will have 2 cover songs that I did that are Canadian centric as well. Their 2 songs are done by Canadian bands. If you're really interested, go back. I think there's in a couple of videos back I did mention which ones they are. So if you're really that interested, let's see how interested you really are. Go back and see if you can find it. If not, then just download it when you get the card and you'll hear them. And I'm pretty happy with the way those turned out as well. So that's that for the vinyl. And one other thing I wanted to bring up really quickly as well is I've been mentioning earlier on that I wanted to start slowly upgrading the studio a bit. Now that I'm between records, I have record 10 finished, and I'll be talking about that record very soon, believe it or not. And record 11 is all done. Before I start work on any kind of further material, whether it's New Dark Monarchy or record 12 with Project Gemini, I decided this might be a good time to do a small upgrade to the studio. Well, it's not really a small upgrade, believe it or not. I upgraded my mixer console here. The ART 5-channel is gone, and has been replaced now by a Mackie console, which I'm very happy about. Back in the day when I started doing home recording, I actually, if you can believe it or not, bought a Mackie 24 by 4 console, which means it was 24 track inputs, plus 4 sub-channels, and a master fader, of course, obviously. But I loved Mackie consoles. When they first came out, there was a big hype about it. Everybody who had home studios back in the day, this was not very common back in the day, like Kirk Hammett and these people, all were buying Mackie consoles. He had a 32.8 Kirk Hammett in his home studio. A lot of artists went with the 32 channel board in their home studios. And when I also read that Queensryche, who at the time just finished doing Promised Land, which is one of my favorite Queensryche records, and I think sonically sounds fantastic, I heard that the studio had a 32 input H sub Mackie console in their studio. I just fell in love with the sound of that board. So I've always been a big Mackie fan. And I got myself a Mackie Pro 10 channel mixer here. Here's the instruction manual for it. You can see there's many different versions of it. The small one here is like a 4 input. This one is the 10 that I have. This other one here is a much bigger one, and obviously you can get really gigantic, like massive, like 48 input ones as well. I mainly got this because, number one, I've expanded my keyboards. Here I got this one, and the one in the back. I run them all stereo. Plus I have another keyboard as well. But the pain in the butt was that I always had to connect things, take it out, plug it in, unplug, because I only had a certain amount of inputs on here on my old board. And that's never good for the cables and stuff like that to keep pulling them in, pulling them out. And plus I never had the proper length of cords. Sometimes I had like 15-foot patch cords going from a keyboard to here, which I never needed. So luckily I went ahead now and bought smaller cables here that fit the shorter distance to the console, which makes for better audio. I bought some new microphone cables to take from the outputs into the sound recorder here, into the SSL. So the noise floor has just completely disappeared. Like when I turn it up loud and listen to it, there's no noise anymore, like any hum, no 60 cycle, anything on here, which is fantastic. And of course, these kind of mixers now always have these other bonuses. It has a high pass filter at 100 hertz, so you can click it, so you can get rid of some of the low rumble in some of the microphones. Two of the channels here have a built-in compressor, which they don't really need, but it's a nice option to have. It has, of course, the 3-channel EQs, which the Mackie EQs I've always loved. It has this fantastic Onyx preamps here as well that sound fantastic. And it even has something that I never use on here, but, you know, you never know, it might come in handy for something. It has built-in effects as well, and they are really high resolution, like 24-bit or even 32-bit 192 kilohertz effects. And just to show you like a quick example, I just have it set here for something. I think it's like a delay reverb you can put on here. This is something different. I think this is like a chorus or something. Let me turn that up. Yeah. So it's like a doubler chorus or something. Sorry if that's being really loud, but just to show you, there's like some little effects that you can put on and stuff like that. I don't really use that when I record, but it's great to have if I ever needed it for anything. Like let's say I wanted a specific sound of let's say a certain reverb, and I can find it on here. Maybe I would use it. Who knows? But it's better to have something than to not have it, because it's easy to not use it. But if you need something and don't have it, that's a much more difficult situation. So I'm very happy to have this board in now with my signal chain. I think for now, that's probably the main thing I wanted to get done. Eventually, the speakers will get changed, but I'm very reluctant with that. I'm so used to these speakers and how they sound. I don't know when that'll happen, but I'm very happy I got the mixer taken care of, because now this keyboard is plugged in permanently, this keyboard is plugged in permanently, and when I get the right cords for that one, because I'm not sure how long a length of instrument cable I need for that, maybe 10 foot, because it is a bit further from over here. Once I get that figured out, I'll permanently plug that in, and I'll never have to unplug the keyboards again. And I still have plenty of channels for my vocals, for my guitar stuff, and everything else. So I'm a very, very happy man. So that's it for the update. We have the album stuff taken care of and the studio update taken care of. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you all very soon. Most likely when I get the records back from Train Records. So until then, have a great day, and I will talk to you all very soon. Bye for now.